evening, and welcome to the Launchpad's live coverage of Starlink 6-81. My name is Magnus, and I'm a rocket chaser on the West Coast. And, you know, today's a good day. It's a good day because we don't have only one launch from the East Coast, we have two. In just about 2 hours following this Starlink launch, we're going to be having a launch of Atlas 5. That's a pretty big deal. Anyways, we're gonna keep following tradition here. Everyone, drop where you're coming from in chat, and let's see where everyone's coming from. All right. As always, when SpaceX goes live, we will throw them on screen. But until then, let's go over the information we have for today's launch. Today's launch is another launch of Falcon 9 carrying 29 Starlink satellites compared to the 28 we've had for the past few. Um, to my knowledge, this is going to the 53-degree inclination as the past ones have. As you can see, there's a hazard map on your screen today. And you can see that the booster will be landing just east of the Bahamas. Um, Considering that SpaceX isn't landing their boosters in the Bahamas anymore, they will be performing a dogleg maneuver on the second stage, as you can see with that green line. Apart from that, the booster for today's mission is B1094. And let's get that graphic on screen. B1094, beautiful picture from Gavin. He's an amazing guy on the East Coast. But B1094 is flying for the fifth time today, and it has been 52 days since it last flew. Its last mission was CRS NG-23, which was in September 14th. It's pretty crazy knowing that September is already 52 days ago. But that is that. It's we're getting late in the year. SpaceX is getting their cadence up, and it's been a good year. It's been a good year. Anyways, the booster has flown 4 other missions. This will be its fifth. It previously flew Starlink Group 12-10, Axiom 4, SpaceX Crew 11, and CRS NG 23, which was Northrop Grumman's CRS cargo resupply mission for the International Space Station. Interestingly, about this booster, it has flown out of those 4 landings. 3 of them have been RTLS landings, and it will be landing on Just Read the Instructions for the first time today, which is there's a first for everything. And with many drone ships, they're landing for the first time. Apart from that, we are still in propellant loading. We are just at the T-minus 12-minute mark. And the next phase here will be the engine chill at just about 7 minutes from now. Following engine chill at T-minus 7 minutes, we will have the strong back retract, which will begin at T-minus 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Following the strong back retract, stage 1 LOX load will complete at T-minus 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And stage 2 LOX load will complete at T-minus 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Following the completion of propellant loading, the vehicle will enter startup at T-minus 1 minutes, and the propellants will pressurize for their flight. At T-minus 40 seconds, the launch director will give that go, no go for launch. Range and weather seems to be good today, at about 99% go for launch, according to some NOAA statistics. As you can see here let's get the weather radar on full screen. Give me a second. As you can see, weather seems to be pretty clear. For those who aren't extremely familiar, the Cape is located just at that little hook in the mid of the picture in Florida. Not a lot of clouds, not tracking any precipitation in both the liftoff and landing zones. As always, feel free to drop some questions and ask them as we get an opportunity to do so. We have some time. Um, so 5 and yeah, it's going to be a great launch. Are mentioning the audio. We are working the problem here. Send the audio remotely to a but working those problems right. Hopefully those audio issues are fixed by now. If not, let us know. But we are at T-minus 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the SpaceX clock, 3 minutes and 30 seconds real time. That strong back should be starting to retract now on stream in about 5 seconds from now.
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
And there's that call out, stage 1 LOX load completing. Up next, stage 2 LOX load will complete, and that will happen in just about 40 seconds from now. It's last time.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
All right, T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds from launch. In 30 seconds from now, the vehicle will enter startup and the tanks will
Ground
pressurize
gas
for flight.
closeouts.
As you heard now, the ground closeouts are complete, which means that they're purging the lines and preparing for launch. And the vehicle will pressurize in 20 seconds from now and transition to internal power.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
And about 10 seconds from now, we'll have the go for launch.
Go for launch.
And there's that call out. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30. Twenty seconds.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power, and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Starlink.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
And liftoff of Falcon 9 carrying Starlink 6-81. Up next will be max Q, which is the peak mechanical stress on the rocket, just about 30 seconds from now. The vehicle is currently throttling down for that moment. Stand by.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Vehicle is supersonic.
And there's the call up for max Q. Even though velocity is increasing, the air resistance is decreasing, so ultimately the pressure surrounding the rocket will decrease, and therefore that was that maximum moment. The pressure will start falling from now. Approximately 1 minute from now will be MECO, main engine cutoff, where the nine
back
Merlin
chill.
engines will shut off in a staggered configuration before they separate and the second stage ignites. Standing by for that in just about 30 seconds from now.
Main engine cut off. Stage separation confirmed.
There is MECO
MVAC
followed by
startup.
stage separation and MVAC startup. About 10 seconds until fairing separation.
Bearing separation confirmed.
And as you can see, the fairings have separated and the lights, the individual lights on the Starlink satellites have been lit up following that separation. For now, the booster will coast for the the remaining 3 minutes before it performs its entry burn, which will last approximately 20 seconds. Even though the booster is not powering itself, even though the booster doesn't have its engines on, the booster will continue to coast up in a parabolic trajectory using its cold gas thrusters to reorient it so it faces with the engines down in preparation for the entry burn, as you can see on your screen. Um, those numbers should start to fall pretty quickly as we approach our apogee, which we should reach in the next 20 to 30 seconds. And there was our booster apogee at 113 kilometers. Booster will now start to descend rapidly before starting its engines for the entry burn in about 1 minute and 10 seconds from now. At this point in time, the vehicle is traveling at 2 kilometers per second as it descends towards the atmosphere. That is why the entry burn is required, or else this entire thing would start to burn up. And that entry burn should happen in the next 30 seconds or so.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
There are those 3 Merlin engines. They will burn for about 20 seconds, blowing off quite a bit of velocity in order for the final coast before that landing burn, which will take place in about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
The vehicle is now traveling at about 1 kilometer per second, and as it hits the thicker atmosphere, you should see that velocity start to bleed off pretty quickly.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
There's a call out for FTS safing on stage 2, as it is no longer needed on following its trajectory being in a nominal sense. Looks like we've lost some telemetry on the booster. Don't start panicking yet. The booster is communicating with the drone ship.
Stage 1 transonic.
And as you hear, they have some callouts still. So even though this isn't showing it, the booster is still likely fine. Remember, unlike Starship, Falcon 9, but both first and second stages don't have any Starlink terminals and rely on ground stations. If there is a loss of line of sight, they lose that connectivity with the ground station. And as you see, it looks like
Stage 1 landing burn.
we're regaining that telemetry there.
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
And it's okay. We are not falling. The booster is not falling at 10 kilometers per second. That telemetry is just being regained. And as you see, booster is completely fine. There is just read the instructions coming into view.
Landing like deploy.
And a bullseye landing of
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
B1094 as it lands for the 5th time. First time on just read the instructions.
And back
There
shutdown.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And there is SECO and a nominal orbital insertion. About 40 minutes from now, we will have SES2, where it will burn for about 2 seconds, getting those Starlink satellites into their park in orbit. As we've said a couple of times, SpaceX no longer shows payload deployment shots, so be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates on that. Some extra views of those Starlink satellites, and which will be deployed in just about 1 hour from now. And there you have it. A successful flight of Falcon 9. 5th flight for this booster. Another 29 Starlink satellites are on their way to orbit, which will be deployed in just about 1 hour from now. With for our till then, my name is Magnus. Thank you for joining us today because space is better together. Good night, and we'll see you in about 2 hours.